Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope the day is finding you well. It's sunny here. Look, well, mostly sunny here. Temperature's not too bad. We had a little snow overnight, but it's just a dusting, so I'm not gonna complain. I love snow. It's just I don't like traveling in snow, and I have a cough drop in my mouth. So if you hear like the anything against my teeth, I apologize. I know I hate the way that sounds too. So um, the only way I could have a live stream is with this because uh my throat issues. It gets dry because of the coughing I've been doing. So it's been healing. Anyway, today we're on Fallout. Reason we're on Fallout is because we have the Holiday Scorch. Now, there is an issue with the Holiday Scorch apparently, with its not having presence on each individual Scorch. The drop rate, from what I heard, was like a 1. So every 10 Scorch you kill, there's going to be 1 that has a presence. So I'm going to come on here and see if that is still happening. I know yesterday I went through and I killed a bunch and I didn't find any presents except for 1 regular one. So the every 1 out of 10 is seems pretty pretty right for me. At least that's what it is for me, at least. So wait for my camp to load here. If you're not really sure about Fallout, this right here is the new weather station for the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, and it is lovely. And you can just hear like this like angelic like background music, and so it's like, ooh, you know. It's nice. I get my comforter up over my legs here. It's a little chilly for me. I prefer having temperatures like that are not freezing when they're outside, because I'm gonna go outside. I just it's cold. Alright, let's see. I think I've done, there's some holiday gifts, at least I know that these are still working. They said that they were, but couldn't really be too sure. Alrighty. Oh, man, my sinuses are really, taking a booting lately. Let's take a look here. Still have nothing there. I got that already. Let's open up the presents that I got. Actually, let's get rid of some of these. Let me clear my nasal passage real quick. Alright, that's so much better. Sorry, it's just probably TMI when I say that, but just let you know when I go quiet, that's why. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of some of these weapons I don't need in my inventory. I mean, that would be useful to get a vampires mod, or Gourmand's not too much, and those are all I can do. Auto stim, nocturnal excavator, poison resistance. No, that I will use just script. Overeaters, I want to keep. I can't believe I got a torso. That is crazy. I wish that the mods were different, but that 2% charisma, I have a burn damage mod that I could switch that out with. So I'm not too worried about that actually. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going through and reading this, like thinking about what I would do with that. I'm going to actually take out my armor. Oh, I went to weapons. I'm not sure which one these are, so I'm just gonna do all of them because it's on one of these, like my builds, and I've got these overeater, like this right leg. So I'll take that out too. The reason I'm going with overeaters, with a couple pieces at least, is that if you have your food and drink like increased, then it's going to give you some damage resist. And then with like ricochet, and there's another perk card you can have, especially with the raids. That's kind of what I'm doing this for, is for the raids. You can have that reflective damage come back onto the robot, so he's pretty much like harming himself. And you just have to make sure that you have enough stem packs, and some enough like stopping power, for the robot until further duration of him taking himself down. So one of these, I do have the XO1 on me that I might tweak a little bit. So let's take a look at the armor. It's not good. It's not like the best. I never used to be a power armor person, like to go in, but you can't really go inside the raids without power armor. You're way too squishy, and it takes too long for the stim packs to hit you. So you definitely want to have power armor, and the reason that I am looking at the overeaters and such is because of that extra damage that you get. So the damage resist will go back onto that. You'll take less damage from the bullets that do hit you, and then the rest will go back onto the the ricochet one that uses. So that would go back onto him. And so you take less damage, and then he takes full damage from his own bullets ricocheting off you and hitting him back. Alright, so this is what I have here. Let's go to armor. So I don't really have the auto stim, and then this right here is just an auto stim. Now I do want a auto stim, at least one of them. And this is the torso, I believe. 2+ strength and junk items reduced. This one here I could probably remove if I have a right arm. So let's see if I have an overeater's right arm. No, I've got an overeater's right leg, which I think is this one here. No, it's left leg. Left arm. Right leg is the mutant's calibrated shock. So this is right here is the radiation resist. I don't need that. So I could take that out and then go over here and put the overeater's right leg back in. I can change it, calibrate it. I've got the calibration, I believe, for the T51 right leg. So I can just put calibrated shocks on that, and it's going to be okay with my build. And I can use the I mix and match for what I have. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to really build the armor that I want before I go into a raid. So I'm gonna go with what I get. You know, I'm not going to go and spend all these resources if I can help it, because it's very expensive to craft these mods. Like for, I believe, let's take a look. Let's go. I'll show you. I don't have any 1-star mods available, but look at this. When you go to craft this here, look how much it takes for a 2-star. It takes 30 modules. Not to mention you have to have an additional piece of gear, like this one here, orange med tab. This right here is melee damage while standing, while not moving. So it'll be I'm sorry, I'm checking something right now. Alright. Alright, and then we go to here, and look at this. Look at that. For a 3-star, it took 60. It took 60 to be able to do this. And the best one I have anyway is this one. It's VATS optimized. I am a VATS build with my rifles. My second build's going to be heavy gunner, so I'm not going to use mods for any VATS. I'm not going to use any perk cards. It's not going to be necessary because I'm going to be aiming and firing. Yeah, I was just like really crazy about this. Like, and then also, like, not crazy about it as in a good way, but it drove me crazy when I seen this. And I know why. It's because people can make the mods that they want. They could create the gun that they want, so they can be as powerful as they want. They don't have to keep rolling and trading. They can do everything that they want. It takes a little bit of work, but you know the reward is they got the gun that they want. They can't trade the gun. They can't sell the gun. They can't trade it in for script. It is primarily theirs and player locked completely. So you know it is a benefit if that's the case. But you know it does take work, and it's a game, and I really don't want to spend that much time grinding. You know, I want games to be enjoyable for me, so it's not worth it. So what I do is I go through my armor, and if I get lucky on a mod, then that's great. If it's something I can use, I don't have the like in there where it said the mods to make. I don't have the mods that I need in there, The mods I need are right here. I go through and I buy because caps are easy to get. You know, it is much easier to go based on caps. If there's somebody where that's their hobby completely, um, if that's their hobby completely and this is what they do, to, you know, if they can't do anything else, like I have other things to do. I can't stand a video game. I love to game, but I'm not going to spend hours on a video game when I've got other things to do. I've got Bible study. I've got cleaning up, your chores, my dogs, bettering myself, so meditation, exercising. I got those things that are more important than sitting on a game, but I love the games because it helps me kind of escape into a new world. So it lets me like, and go into my imagination like a child, and I'm like having fun with like the role playing, and it's fun to see. It's the graphics are great, and but it's nothing I want to spend, like hours and hours a day stressing over, things I've got to do, things I need to save, and I'm just going based on caps because caps can be easy with a by trade system. So if you got something that people are going to buy, you're going to make caps. Right now, you have to really determine if you do have anything to buy or to sell, because if let's say you have I got these weapons here. I have not gone into my vendor really and changed it since the last update, but all these right here are mostly based on the selling power of people wanting to use that weapon, but people don't want to use that weapon mostly. They want to scrap it, so I need to adjust my prices to reflect that. I need to reflect these prices down, and I haven't done that yet. I've been a little lazy. I have armor that I have to go through again because these are just pieces I've been taking on and off. So what I have been wanting to do is take time, but then you got the holiday scorches and stuff. So again, you just have to do what you want in the game that it fits like your lifestyle. It's the same with working, the same thing with working. If you're working and you're trying to find a job where you're like, I need to balance this. I don't want to be spending 8 hours of my day chasing money. I want to spend 8 hours of my day doing other things. I can spend an hour or two to make money, and then you could be like, I want to spend the rest of the day going to like the nursing home to help them, to maybe go at the local shelter, to help them, maybe a soup kitchen, to give back to humanity, other things to better yourself. Take an hour of your day to exercise, take an hour of your day to read the Bible, take an hour of your day so you'll have that freedom. You're not spending 8 to 12 hours a day working. That life would have been perfect, It would have been perfect. And it will be perfect. It's the same with a video game. You have to understand that you need to be able to say, do I really want to spend, 3 hours on a video game, purposely grinding just for this one thing and letting all this fun pass me by? The events that you could do, helping other people in the game, making friends. You're passing by all that stuff up just by chasing something that maybe you don't find all that valuable. Like, I don't really find money valuable. I find it's a necessity. It's a necessity that was put onto us, and the system is very broken. But I haven't, I haven't really found that the money was valuable. The more things that I found were valuable were, helping other people, giving back to the community, If I did have extra money, I would be able to use that money to help people. So like back in the day, that's something I always found joy in, and it wasn't because I was making face. I never really told anybody about it. The only people who really knew what I was doing was like my parents, because at that time I didn't drive, and we only had one car, and my money was not used wisely. But then uh, when I did use my money wisely, when I was able to grab hold of that a little bit, I was able to do what I wanted to do. So, it's the same thing. I want to apply that to pretty much all of my life. And sorry, I forgot to close out this here. I've got a lot of um, oh, some sort of security alert that can keep going up. So I tried to. I'm gonna start. Actually, I wouldn't say that I do apply that, because I don't. I find myself sometimes searching, or I used to, kind of before my spiritual awakening started to happen. I used to be like really wanting to go on that rat race, and now it's just like I have fallen completely to God's surrender. Like, I'm gonna say whatever God wants me to do, I'm gonna do it. No questions asked. I'm just gonna do it, because He's not gonna forsake me. He's not gonna put me in that situation to hurt me. The only time I'm put into situations that hurt me are usually by being disobedient, and then that's my repercussion. But those are lessons. Those are our lessons to go like, okay, I should not have done that. I should go and I'm gonna stay on my path, because now if I go off my path, I'm gonna give these things that are gonna happen to me, because these are consequences to my disobedience. It's the same thing as you as a child. If your parents say don't seek out, this is your bedtime, and then it comes to 9 o'clock, and you're like, oh, I got a friend, I want there's a party, and let's say that you're 12 years old, and you sneak out of the house and you go to your party for their friends on the street, or there's a boy. So you're thinking of that as a good thing, and then something happens, you know. Let's say that you are a teenager. Your parents say, no, don't go to that party. It's not going to be good for you. But you're like, I need a life. I need friends. Your parents have pretty good judge of character. They've been around a long time, a lot longer than you, so they're able to adjust to the world and stuff. You're just learning. Your brain is still developing. And you have to understand that when they're saying, no, that party is no good for you, just go ahead and take it and be okay. I understand. And when they build that trust, that you trust their judgment, they're going to start trusting your judgment, because you're going to be learning onto them. You're going to be learning onto them. You're going to learn that, and this isn't all cases, but this, you got those one-offs where you have parents who are very controlling. I'm talking about, you're going to be doing something potentially stupid. Your parents can pick up on that. And if they were terrified of, offending you, they might let you go. If they're terrified of not being your best friend, they might let you go. These are errors. These are things that could potentially go wrong. They could potentially go wrong, and they could potentially be detrimental to the relationship and detrimental to each other's futures. Because at that moment, you're going off path, and you're making a decision that's not your own. You're making a decision that's your own and not of God's. That gut feeling that you have, that says, no, this isn't a good idea because this might happen. And I feel like this might possibly happen because of the people that you're going to be around at this party, or this person is known for, like the popular kids. You've got the popular kids or the rich kids who unfortunately have parents who travel a lot. They're not They're not really supervised, so they've got all this alcohol, and they have these parties. And you might think of it as a teenager, like, oh, the teenagers all do this. No, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to honor your mother and your father. And you know, if they are one with God, then they're going to do what God wants them to do. They're not going to be like, oh, I want you to be my friend. They're going to be like, no, God's going to say, you know, this is what I want you to do. That is either yes or no, depending on what your gut is telling you. Your gut is like your gut feeling, not like your chest feeling. Your chest feeling is mostly fear. So if you get something that's in your chest that is fear, but your gut is saying it's okay, it's good, but you have fear in your chest. That fear is trying to hold you back from what you want to do. I had that when I met my hubby. I met that when I met him, and when we decided to make it really serious, and I was going to move here, I had that fear in my chest. I had that fear in my chest, and I had this feeling in my gut that was saying, everything's gonna be okay. Just go. And the fear in my chest was like, okay, well, what if it doesn't turn out? You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get brokenhearted. I'm gonna be crushed. I'm gonna be devastated. You know, those what ifs, so you can't really handle the what ifs. You know, what if, what's gonna happen? You know, you have to put your trust in God. God sees what is gonna happen. He knows what's gonna happen. He knows that if you had any battle, it's already won. He's won it for you. He's won it for you. Everything ahead of time, he knows what's gonna happen, so go on his path. Because his path is going to be, you know, he's gonna guide you. Even though you can't see, he's gonna guide you. You know, there may be the devil putting these lava tubes in front, or these spikes, and he's saying, you can't walk there, there's spikes. But God's like, there's nothing there. Trust me. You know, trust me. Don't believe what the devil is saying. Because from my point of view, there's nothing there. I have your path lit. I have your path cleared. He's won everything for you already. He's fought the devil. He's won. He died for our sins. He's won. He died for our iniquities. He's won. So, what is there to fear? You put when you put your entire faith into God, you are walking the life of Jesus, because that's what Jesus did. Jesus put his entire life on God. He trusted him with no doubts whatsoever. No doubts whatsoever. Even though he knew it was going to lead to his death, he trusted God. He trusted God. And he trusted God when God said that in 3 days you're going to be resurrected. Jesus could have been terrified. He could have been like, I don't want to do that. What if it's not true? I'm going to be dead forever. And God said no. God was like, you're going to die, but in 3 days I'm going to bring you back. And you're going to be alive. You're going to be you. You're going to be who you are. And Jesus could have been like, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't trust you. That would have been crazy bad for the human race. But Jesus did. He did. He went through, he believed God, he knew, he trusted God. Even though it was painful. Even though it was painful, he trusted God. Do you understand what I'm saying? That even though that we see the pain that's there, we see the things that could happen in this that may not be comforting, you know, the pain that comes with following him, because people are going to hate you, people are going to spit on you, people are going to disown you, people are going to do this and that. You know, it's not bad, you know? You just have to really, like, think of it and look at it as, I was just looking at something. I'm sorry. So you have to put that trust into God. Don't worry about what's gonna happen. Don't worry about it, because what are you gonna do? You're not gonna do anything. I mean, you can try and take it into your own hands, but just think of something where you took control. Did it turn out? No, for me it didn't turn out. For me it was bad. It went really bad. And then I followed God. And when I would follow God, it got better. Because I did what he wanted to do. He already saw that path. He knew what was going to happen. With my relationship for my hubby, I was thinking about taking it in my own hands. Taking it in my own hands would be leaving. And I did. I did first split. I did for 3 days. I left. I went back to my parents' house. I went there and I got a smack in the face. I felt like I wasn't welcome there. I felt like I wasn't home, because I wasn't home. I wasn't home. And I got to see how me being removed from people's lives got to affect them, and I'm like, okay, now I understand. I understand. And I went back home. And that night, we ended up having a big fight, and I went to stay to a hotel. Again, that thought was in my head that, why am I still here? I should just leave, take matters into my own hands and go. And no. God, you have to put your faith in that feeling. You have to trust it, because had I not trust that gut feeling that everything was going to be okay, I just had to endure, the tribulation. When that comes, we're all going to have to endure it. We're all going to have to endure it, and it will be protected. With our faith in God, we will be protected. We will be protected, because we knows what's going to happen, and he's going to protect us from those. He's already won those battles for us. And we will be okay. It says in the Bible that we'll be protected. But like in an everyday situation, when we're learning and when we're growing closer to God, this is where we have to really put our faith into him and not question. If he wants you to move across the country, to be with someone that you barely know, because he knows it's good for you, because of what's going to happen in the location that you're in right now. If this would happen to you in that place, it would be a nightmare. It would be a curse, because you would not be ready for it. You wouldn't have the growth necessary to hold the gifts that he's giving you. So you wouldn't grow. So that's my point right there. It's like, if you're looking at God's path and in your mind, you're saying, I'm going to fall into this pit. And you're like, what do you mean follow you? I'm going to fall into this pit. Then you have Jesus on the other side, and he's going, there's no pit there. Just take your steps towards me. Trust me, you're not going to fall. I will not let you fall. There's nothing there. I've paved the way for you. I've done the work for you. I've won the battles for you. I have got this future for you. It's good. I've got you. And then we're like, no. We see this other path. Now we see this path. This is the devil. This path right here shows us that we can see that there's nothing in the way. But what does the devil see? Because what we see is not real. What we see is not real. We cannot see that part. We don't have the vision for that. We're blind in that moment. So we don't know we don't know what the devil has planned for us. We know that he hates us. We know that, like, when God cast him to earth, he said you can never come back to heaven. But when we are on earth, even though we've sinned, God still allows us to be redeemed and to join him in heaven. Now, take that in. Now tell me, if you have somebody that is like that, who is so self-centered and has so much anger towards the Father, that he says you cannot return, but then he's looking at the other creations, and God's letting us return, as long as we follow his commandments, his rules, his law, and what he says to do. And you're going to be like, okay, why? The devil's like, why can't I repent? God knows him already. That's why. God knows he would never repent. He will take it and then go back up. God already sees it. He doesn't, like, the devil doesn't understand that. The devil doesn't understand that God can see into your heart. He can see what you're thinking. He can see 10 years from now. He knows your life. He knows exactly what the devil's gonna do. The devil wants to be up there with God. He wants to be God. And that's never gonna happen. God's never gonna let that happen. So what does he do? Who makes people's lives hell on earth? Who gives you this path? And you got two paths ahead of you. One path looks rough because it is hard for us. We make that path visible as hard because we make it hard. And then we make the easy route look easy, but that's the hardest road that is ever there. Because that goes down for sin and sin. And when you keep falling into sin, you lose more and more of yourself. You fall deeper and deeper in that hole. It's like you're walking into your grave. You know, think of the path that the devil. So you have ascension and descension, right? So think of it as this, where you look like it feels like you're walking in a straight line, all right? But in the meantime, this is what's going on. You are walking towards God, and unbeknownst to you, you don't know it. You're climbing. You're just going up there. You're going up there, getting closer and closer to God. However, on the opposite end, you've got this road that looks like it's even. It looks straight and narrow, right? And the other one, it looks like it's straight, but it's awful. It's rough. It's full of these crevices, and it looks like it goes down deep at some points. It looks like it's gonna fall. You can't see down there. You know, you can see down here, and you're still scared, but you can't see ahead, and it looks like it goes deep down. But then you see this other one, and this other one you can see as far as the eye can see. It looks safe. It looks comfortable. You don't see what lays below though, because that's what you see. But that is not what the devil sees on the other end. On the other end, the devil sees you walking into this pit. Little by little, you're walking into this. And the thing is that once you get so far deep inside, it is so dark and so deep that you don't know which way to go. You don't know which way to go. You have no idea where to go. You're going to stay in that pit. And you stay in that pit. There's only two ways to get out. One way is, well, actually, I'll say there's only one way to get out. And that's through Jesus. And I say two ways is because we as like light workers, the people call us are the lamps. We are put on earth to brighten the path for other people. Now we are sent into the darkness. We are always sent back into the darkness to get people. We're sent into the darkness to get people. So we're sent into the darkness, and we go and pull people out. We're like, okay, this is where we go. You know, this is the way to get back out. This is the way to get out. I know, because I was in this hole myself, and when I repented, when I went to Jesus and back to God, I was pulled from that pit. He reached down into that pit and pulled me out himself. And nobody else. He pulled me out by himself. He reached in there, he grabbed my hand, and he pulled me out. Now, that is how you get out of that pit. And most, if not all of people who are in sin, which is enjoying sin, choosing sin. You have people who have been so blinded by the darkness, by false prophets, and that they've turned to that darkness, and they see it as a false light. Well, they see it as a light, but it's a false light. It's hard to explain, but think of it as you're given this choice to do something. Let's say that it's the music industry, and you know that you have a gift that you want to share with people, and at first you you're like, I can do this. And then you start to get to the part where it's really difficult. You know, you're following a path and you're like, it's really tough. I don't know if I could do this anymore. And then you see a path that looks shiny, that looks glittery. And this comes in the form of somebody who is going to give you promises of wealth, promises of fame and fortune. But you have to pretty much sell your soul. You know, you don't own your soul. What about that is, I mean that you're going to be doing everything that is against you, and you'll lose yourself. And unfortunately, these people are just so trapped that they lose themselves, and then they begin to morph into that entity, and then that entity takes over, and it's like a rinse and repeat. They prey on another person to bring that person in. It's like the glorification that God gets. Glorification, the gratification. It's the gratification that He gets from hurting us, because God loves us so much, and He, when we sin, and we follow the devil, it hurts Him so much, and it causes Him great pain. So, there's nothing more that He wants is to get all of His children back. And by that, it means that once you come to Christ, you are His child. Because God sent Christ to die for us. And when we walk with Christ, He looks at us as though we are clean, that we are free of sin, that we are polished and His children. And He expects a lot from us. He expects us to do that work that Jesus did, to teach people, to try and bring people back to Him. And, you know, that's the whole thing with the disciples. And Jesus gave the disciples power to heal, to teach. He gave them the knowledge, the wisdom, the parables, and everything. He gave them the proof. You know, he did all of these acts of healing, of wonders, you know, miracles, to show them, you know, this is what you're going to be doing. This is what you're going to be doing. When I'm in my absence, this is what you're going to be doing. And so, yeah, I'm sorry. I was sitting here for like how long? Talking. Sorry, I'm going to get a drink. And there you go. I need another cough drop. And so, the whole thing, I hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say about that, is that the easy path isn't always what you make it out to be, and the rough path isn't always what you make it out to be. Because sometimes when we're looking through the path to God, we are putting up barriers, and those barriers come in different forms. So, trust in God. Trust Him. So, if you're walking on this path and you come to that hole and you're like, I can't go any further, there's a hole, and He's like, no, there's no hole. You see it, because that's fear. That's the devil. That's evilness. That's those entities trying to keep you away from me. But on my side, I am telling you there's no hole. Trust me. I will not let you fall. And you trust Him. Just trust Him. Go. You are blind to what He could see. You're blind to it. We can't see what He could see, but He knows. He knows. He's got the path down. He has it mapped out. He knows. So go to it. Go to it. Because I can assure you that the other path that looks easy, remember, we're blind to it. We're blind to what the devil wants. Just like we're blind to what God sees, we're blind to what He sees. Because we don't know what He's thinking. But we do know how He feels. And he does not like us. He does not like us. He does his idealness would be for us to perish, and that's what he's hoping for. You know, he's hoping for blood and bloodshed and all this. Actually, let's go for 2,500 on all of these. And he doesn't want to see us succeed. So. I think that's it. Holy fire. Yeah, I'll do the rest of these after. Let's see what test your metal is. It's proximity. I'm gonna private though. Let's get to a public. We'll go to a public. We'll do this real quick. Oh, you'll see what I'm doing. And you'll understand why. On the roof. Oh no. How is it intersecting? I don't understand that. That's too freaky. It's oh, it's been exceeded. Let's take this out. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of here. And actually, yeah, let's just go ahead and join Bulu here. Oh, world full. Okay. Let's just go to a regular then. So yeah, I'm sorry about the little ranting and everything, but not really a rant. It's just more of you know, what I've been able to realize in my journey. It's been an interesting one for sure. Lots of revelations coming up. Lots of you know, what's gonna happen and the important stuff, and it's overwhelming, but in a most positive way. This is a lot of information that comes to your mind, and you're like, oh wow, and then you accept it because it's like, I love this. You know, I love this feeling that comes with it. I love being able to be free. I love not having the worries of the world because they don't apply to. They should not apply to us. The way that the world works right now is definitely a prison. And it's not supposed to be the way that it is. But, you know, humankind, right? Mankind. Oh, it's Moonshine Jamboree. Is it? So look at that. But there's only one person there. That's so sad. That is so sad. I lost my train of thought, too. Too funny. Oh, this is going to take a little bit here. Let's hope that we have enough people. Maybe there's nobody here. Yeah, we got some people here. Good. I just took a little bit from my What I'm gonna do, and no, I'm not too sure what to use for my weapon of choice. I have this new toy that I could play with, but I really don't really care too much for it. Let's go ahead and use our burning, and I need to take some perfect bubble gum. Perfect bubble gum, the reason I use that is for the food. This will be important to have up when you are using overeaters, because overeaters is regarding to your sustenance and having that fully up. Just waiting for this to load. Hopefully someone's talking to him. Oh no.
Oh, goody! Maya magic. That's what I like.
Ah, that's nuts. Why they didn't talk to him? They would have failed.
Well, I think we're ready to get this
Ooh,
jamboree
get some
going.
free lunch boxes. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good deal for me.
Try not to shoot each other.
Stand on the weather vane here. Alright, we'll see if they like the jamboree.
Don't forget to fill the tub with that sizable salamander venom.
That is okay. We'll see if this gets to,
They all look so slimy and useless for anything other than moonshine.
I want to stay up on this rooftop right here so I could just protect the sill. Just stay here and just like get everybody that comes to it. It's really not that difficult at all. If you pay attention, that is. Lots of like rockets and stuff coming. Come on this side, maybe. Then they start coming from that side. I'm in danger. This has been. It used to be like a really like good event to level up, especially during double XP. During double XP, you get like a lot of XP per elimination. So
The stills are being attacked.
Take it a little bit of time for anemones to come. Oh my. That music always just makes me go like tip tap, tip tap. I gotta go here pretty soon. 5 more minutes and then this will be done. I might just keep going with the stream. I might be just going to the stream until the event is over. I did a lot of talking, so I apologize. It wasn't really much of a stream, so I'll actually play the game for a little bit. And the reason I put the walls up around my my collection is that even if you lock it, people will still pick lock to steal the stuff that's inside. And I don't think that's very fair, because we can't really get presents to drop as much because of a bug. So that's just like greedy, you know, and it's the same world's view. People play the game just as the world is. And every time I play video games, I can't help but see the real worldness, you know. I can't help but see the real worldness to the. Oh, there's Mysterious Savior. They come in. It's a Mysterious Savior, that guy that disappeared. Is a perk card that if you go down, it'll you have a chance of him coming and reviving you. Sometimes he does not happen. Sometimes he's a little late to the party, so you end up, you know, dying anyway. And he just stands there and walks away. But Moonshine Jamboree is definitely one of my favorites for XP. Yeah, we are protecting the stills. I mean, there's only 2 of them that have. Oh no, all 3 of them have damage, but not much. And I would, but I don't really know if I've got enough carry weight to do all that. I could, I guess. So let's take a look how much I could pick up. And let's see how much is in here. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. Mysterious Savior. Interesting. If someone who's wanted, that's dangerous because it's gonna. Oh, he died there. I was like, why is he not going down? He's being hit by all these bullets. The Tesla gun, it like, you see the arcs? So it hits multiple people or multiple things at the same time. Like, he was being hit with that, like, full force, and he was just standing there. Like, it was interesting. It's probably, there's a armor you can get that you get reduced damage by standing still. A lot of people use that for PvP. So... Oh. How it was able to get me, I don't know. I'm, like, all the way up here on the roof. Being a baby. It's just protecting me from the... from the hazardous stuff. These are poison on death. They're gulpers, so it's like a double mutation that they have, because they like in the normal times they have the same stuff that the toxic ones. So if you got the toxic ones, those ones once they die they release this toxic gas and that'll kill you, especially for a bloody user. Well, it must have been smoke. See the toxic gas that's right there? Yeah. If you're a blood user, that could take you out pretty quickly, especially if you get hit by something. So I usually stay on the rooftops unless it's melee. If it's melee, then you have to kind of go in full force. And just make sure that you're being careful to, hit and dash away before they fall to the ground. As they don't release that until they're complete and you have like a second or two. Alright, this is wave 4. 4, we're almost done with the event. We'll have some more come in. I gotta reload. So a lot of gas that's there. Look, him just standing there. He's like, I don't know if I want to come up over there, but I will. There's a couple of them. They're like standing there. The AI gets stuck for like a split second. I'm not really too worried about leveling up and stuff. So, I just want to help. The only thing I'm doing is just protecting this still. So, I'm leaving all the other XP to the people behind me because they could see, people, the animals. If I can bring them down enough to where they can get the one shot in and like one shot ish. Perfect. I don't really get much XP from these animals. Like the best way to go for XP, for my opinion, is like if you really want to rank up. Like I say, if you want to get some perk cards, you're not too high a level. Do Westec. Westec will be the best set to go do an XP farm. If you go to, you can also do like a queen. You go and run nukes, and drop nukes in the queen to get that to spawn and do that, or you could do the robots, down at the bottom of the map. But that one they nerfed. It used to be that you could, I might go for cucumbered. It used to be that you. What was I saying? It used to be that my train of thought just like completely went out the window. I'm trying to like recover what I was thinking, but I got so distracted by that angler. My train of thought just like bloop went right out the window. So I'll go ahead. I'm gonna go down to the survival tent and get rid of some of this stuff. I don't really need the meat, but I can sell that with to the vendor. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep the. Oh, hold on. There was some more stuff I could pick up. I must have missed it right there. I go to the vendor and sell the Gulper slurry for quite a few caps. I do need caps. I'm at 21,000. I thought about buying the just wave at them, be friendly. I thought about buying the wrapping paper. Just go ahead. Okay. Just see if there's anything I want to scrap. Copying it, my melee causes the player to become invisible. I don't want that scrapped. This is a chameleon powered torso. There's really nothing that I want. It went back down. Okay. That's okay. Just got a thing for our winter here in Wisconsin. I don't know if it's gonna affect me or not, but yeah, we'll see. There's nothing I want to scrap. The reason I would scrap it is just to possibly learn the mod that you want. But otherwise, I'm not really too worried about the plans because, you know, the plans are expensive to craft, and I'd rather just either get mods I can sell and then go purchase the mods that I need with the money that I make from the mods that I don't need, but I have. So we shall see. I don't need plasma cartridges. I'm really good on fuel. The reason I am taking down is because I don't need that much 5.56, and the reason I get them is because I loot a lot. And when you loot, of course, you're going to make sure I got super duper on. No. Alright, I gotta put super duper on. The reason I do super duper is because you get additional. And then I'm using this to sell, so I'm gonna want as many as I get. Because I don't know how much I've got that I picked up. Alright, brain fungus soup I can get. Brain fungus soup is really good for me. 179. That's perfect. All this I could sell. Look at their power armor. It's twinkly. That's so cool. Alright, let's go sell some things maybe. I don't know if I really want to take a chance of him. He's probably still the vendor. I can go to White Spring. We'll go to White Spring. Let's see what else we need to do first. Eat the vegetable. Do they have vegetables here? No. Eat a vegetable. Craft an alcoholic beverage. I'm going to scrap that. I don't have the means to craft. So we will re-roll that. Plant a crop in a workshop or camp. Perfect. I have to eat vegetables anyway, so I will go plant some. It says I need 16, so I will collect 10 to eat. I'll plant those 10 and remove them. And while I do that, I'm able to do both at the same time. So I need to go deal a critical hit to a Radjode and then repair weapons, armor. Let's see. I think I could probably repair all of my armor. To be honest, because I don't... Yeah, look at that. I could just do my armor. I've got 5 pieces right there that I could do. So, let's do that real quick. I'm gonna get that done. Oh. Wrong one. So this is not an armor workbench. Let's go to our camp. Oh, they have free range going on. Free range, you get 5 modules from that. So, if you are on the hunt for modules, do free range. It's not only like for the XP, but it would be going back up. Ugh. But as I was saying, like if you're like really wanting to build mods to sell, you know, if you have no other use for the legendary modules, like if you have everything that you need, and you're just buying them to resell, which there's a market for, because there's people like me who don't really want to do the mess of doing them. They will do events, and during the events they rank up, you know, because it's double. You get not only do you get the XP to rank up, but you also get the legendaries that are there already, plus the modules and everything else that comes with the modules. So the loot, plans, etc. He's so cute. So we'll go here and let's do our repairs on our armor. So it's triangle and square. Of course, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy peasy, because I never repair my armor. Ever. And then it breaks. So, I love this. I could just sit here and this will make me fall asleep. Just that, angelical, like, music that this puts out, it's so relaxing. It's like, seriously, what I would love to do is, like, come back here. Like, if this was in real life, I would come back here. Like, seriously, have this as glass, right? Because the snow's not going to, like, if it's tempered glass, the snow's not going to stick to it, because, especially if it's slanted, because of the heat. But anyway, I would just sit out here, maybe go into the hot tub and just, like, look up at the beauty of the aurora borealis. God is a master craftsman. Like, the things that he has made in this world is just amazing. The views, the world itself, the people, and how complex. It's just, how could you not marvel at what he's done and not be thankful for what he has done? We get to wake up every day. Just think of this. You wake up every day. No matter where you are, you're able to look at the beauty of the world. If you have a loved one, if you are a parent, and you have your children, you get to wake up every day, and you have your child. You love so much. The beautiness of that love, the ambition, and the drive that they hold in their eyes. And now think of you're able to guide them towards God. You're able to be that teacher, because that's what we are. We're teachers. We're supposed to teach our children about God. We're supposed to teach them how to get closer to God, how to walk with Jesus, because Jesus is our savior. He died for us. So when we go to him, we embody him in our hearts, inside. So when we go to Jesus, we are getting closer to God, because he is that link. He's that link to talk to God. Without him, we would not be able to talk to him. We would be lost forever. We would be wandering this world at the mercy of humans. And you know how that is, especially the people who do not have any a form of empathy or compassion towards their fellow human. So we would be at their mercy. And I, for one, I know that man is not merciful. God is merciful. God's merciful. When you walk with God, because your actions are going to be a reflection, because you want to be, it's a natural thing that your actions, your thoughts and stuff, they will be completely different than what they used to be. You will find that you love that people, when they come to you and they're being disrespectful to you, you find yourself not being bothered by it, because you know that they cannot hurt you. They cannot say mean things that are going to hurt you. You know what they're saying is not true. Especially if they're coming at you with derogatory attacks, and you know that you start to see the reading in between the lines of what they say, what they talk to you about, what they call you, what they do, the mean things. You're able to discern the pain, and then you're like, I forgive you for what you say. I know that you don't know what you're doing, and you pray for them, and you hope that they find peace. They find Jesus, because that's the only way to find peace. Real peace, not worldly peace. Worldly peace is not the real peace that you think it is. Worldly peace is an illusion. It is a big illusion. So, the best thing I can say to do if you're lost, is just so small. If you have to talk to people, don't isolate yourself in this position. You'll have a time of isolation, but the time of isolation that you come to with Jesus is completely different. Um, you uh, you don't feel lonely. You don't feel sad. Um, you do start to that those thoughts will intrude some from time to time because again, it's the evilness. They're going to attack you spiritually. And anytime that they see a little crack, they're going to try. You just have to keep your faith. If you start feeling that way, go to the Bible, read the Bible, pray, do something that's good for you. And just know that who you are. Just remember who you are. And that'll pass. But it's not going to be the same. You're not going to be depressed. You're not going to be stressed. You're not going to be worried. You're not going to be bothered by what people think of you. You're not going to be bothered by what's going on in the world. Because you're not going to choose left or right. You're not going to go left or right. You're going to go to God. And you know that whatever happens is in God's divine timing. Everything that happens is God is going to get you through it. So don't look at the left, don't look at the right. Keep your focus right on God. And you're going to get through anything. You will. You're going to get through the reset that's coming. You're going to not fall into a despair like a lot of people are going to end up doing because they're going to be on the worldly foundation. And that foundation is not strong. It crumbles. And when you're in that location, you're not going to be able to survive. Like, you're going to be, like, if you don't want to go to God, because I'm not going to force you. You have a choice. But I can tell you what's going to happen. I can tell you what's going to happen when you go to God. It's going to be, it's not going to be easy, but you know you're going to be taken care of. I just froze. You know what? It's not going to be easy. And you know it's going to blue screen me. So,